Hi, Alex.
How you doing, Tyler? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good.
Good. So what position are you here for today?
I'm here for the entry-level IT sales position you had posted.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to first start off with having you tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I graduated from Plymouth State University in 2012, where I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Marketing and Professional Sales option. When I was in school, I was part of the AMA chapter, where I was the VP of Professional Documents.
Okay.
I also worked at the ITS Help Desk as a student supervisor when my off hours. Yeah, that's anything else, or?
No, that's good. How about, excuse me, you said you had a certificate in professional sales.
Yep.
Do you have sales experience much at Plymouth State, or
Yep.
tell me a little bit about that?
Sure, I have 120 hours of in-class experience,
Okay.
from basic training of a sales cycle to sales management. So in-class experience, I also had some out-of-class experience with a internship over the spring semester of my senior year, and also a out-of-class assignment with one of my sales classes.
Okay. What was your sales management class like?
Beginning of it started with sales just because it wasn't a prereq, and we had to rebuild some people. But basically what we learned about was how to manage a sales team,
Okay.
what it took, and how to be a good manager for what each person needed in their selling skills and personality types.
Good. That sounds like a good course.
Yeah,
You mentioned also you were an IT minor, correct?
I took some IT classes.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about those.
Sure, I had a few basic IT classes at Plymouth. I also spent 4 years, like I said, at the ITS Help Desk,
Right.
dealing with faculty, students. I was a student supervisor there, where I would close on nights, weekends. Had good amount of responsibilities there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you mind going in a little bit more depth for your sales courses?
Sure.
I know we talked a little bit about the sales management one, but
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
Sure, the first class you take, it's called Professional Sales 1. That's where you learn the basics of building needs, objections, basically the whole sales cycle.
Right.
And that's what that class is, basically the basics of sales. Professional Sales 2, we take what you learned in Sales 1, and you take it to an outside, where I worked with a nonprofit called Corner Pointed Special Advocates in New Hampshire, doing sales for them to help build awareness of their campaign, where we got cardboard cutouts into local businesses with high foot traffic, I worked on a database to know where everything was and who we contacted. We went and actually did sales calls with owners of businesses, as well as follow-up calls and that basics. And then the sales management class, which I told you about. And the last class of the certificate is interpersonal relations, on how to, knowing about yourself,
Right.
conflict resolution, things you're going to need if you ever become a manager,
Sure.
or really build up in a
Sure.
company.
Well, it seems like you've had a decent amount of experience with sales and some good classes. I'm sure you came across a few conflicts here and there.
Sure.
Would you like to tell me about a conflict, sales-related conflict that you had, and how you
Sure.
overcame that conflict?
In that Sales 2 class with the Corner Point Special Advocates project, it was me and 2 other students. We really had some trouble really getting into these businesses and really getting to where we wanted to.
Sure.
We tried to get into franchises and these kinds of places that had set regulations.
Mhm.
So at first we tried to just kind of weasel our way around a bit, and it didn't sound safe. So we had to rethink our strategy of what businesses we wanted to hit, how we wanted to do them. So we started to focus more on local businesses that had high foot traffic, that were kind of staples of that community.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, Alex, I think this interview went well. Do you have any questions for me?
Sure. Your entry-level sales reps, what is their average sales cycle like?
Sure. Well, like you said, entry level typically involves, for example, say you make 100 calls, you make 10 appointments, you land anywhere from 3 to 4 sales a month.
Okay.
That's a typical cycle for an entry level position. So.
Okay, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
One more question.
Sure.
What is the average turnover of an entry-level rep that comes into your company?
Well, again, like you said, entry level. I'd say average probably about 1 to 2 years. We do like to see people stay with the company, and we strive to achieve that. And so we do a lot of people like to stay and move up into upper management eventually. But I'd say an average entry level rep stays 1 to 2 years due to the fact it's an entry level position. So, yep.
All right. So would you like me to call you the end of this week?
I have a couple more interviews and some other resumes to look over. I'm not sure if I'll be making more appointments or not, but I will get back to you at the beginning of next week.
Okay.
And if you don't hear from me, I will give a call just to make sure I didn't forget about you.
That's fine.
All right.
Thank you, Tyler.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
Have
Nice
a
to
good
meet
day.
you.
You too.